Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brainbean here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Corsair K70 mk.2. Now, the K70 has been a very solid keyboard, and I've been recommending it since I did my original review of the Corsair K70. And this one is available in two different varieties. They have the standard edition, and you can get that with 5 different Cherry MX switch varieties. Then they have the special edition, which is what we're going to be looking at today specifically, but I'll be talking about the differences between both keyboards in the video as well. But for now, let's go ahead and just take a look at this keyboard. The K70 mk.2 is the newest iteration of Corsair's flagship keyboard and brings with it some of the features that we saw introduced with the K95 Platinum, which makes an already great keyboard better, and it comes in at a more accessible price point than the original K95 Platinum did upon release. The Mk.2 keeps with it the familiar styling of Corsair's exposed switch design over a brushed aluminum backplate, which has always looked pretty snazzy, but especially in the special edition's case, the silver backplate looks really nice. The board is nice and weighty and very solidly built. There's virtually zero flex when mashing down on the board, and one of the best things about the silver backplate is that it really enhances the RGB of the board by reflecting a lot more light up at the user, and when you pair that with the white keycaps, it makes for a much more accented RGB experience than any of Corsair's previous keyboards. In terms of lighting, the K70 mk.2 gives us full per-key RGB illumination and uses the power of Corsair's Q software to create custom profiles, which you can save up to 3 of on the keyboard's memory and take with you on the go. You can also create macros and unique custom multi-layered lighting effects. Q is by far one of the most robust lighting softwares on the market, but it does have a little bit of a learning curve when making more intricate profiles. But if that's not really your style, you can of course just choose one of the many great looking lighting presets and use those as well. Now, like I mentioned, the K70 mk.2 uses Cherry MX Rgb switches, and really, I don't want to bore you guys by getting super repetitive, especially if you've seen my reviews of the previous versions of these boards. The quality of Cherry switches is undeniable, and in the standard mk.2, it's awesome that you get the ability to choose between 5 different switch styles: blue, brown, red, speed, and for the first time in the K70, the Cherry silent switches. I just really wish that the special edition was available in anything other than the speed switch. For me, that 1.2mm actuation distance is just too sensitive as I do a lot of typing, and I personally prefer a little bit longer travel, but again, that's just my personal preference. It's still a really great switch, especially when used primarily for gaming. The clear switch bodies look sharp as ever and really allow for a lot of light to bounce around those white PBT keycaps, which creates a really nice ambient glow around the board. And speaking of the keycaps, like I said, one of the best additions in the special edition K70 mk.2 is the keycaps. And if you remember in my review of the Corsair PBT keycap set, I was sold on their quality and the feeling you get when switching over from ABS. And I've seen countless comments on all of my keyboard reviews asking why manufacturers don't just include PBT keycaps on their high-end boards all the time. And it looks like Corsair is listening, and it just makes the mk.2 Special Edition that much easier to recommend. The PBT keycaps not only enhance the lighting, but also give a feeling of quality that will make you hate going back to boards with ABS keycaps. And just so you guys can hear what I'm talking about, here's a quick sound test of the Cherry MX speed switches with those PBT keycaps. In terms of extras, the K70 mk.2 has all the goodies we know and love from the Luxe version, like the removable plastic wrist rest, although I would have liked to have seen them elevate the wrist rest some on this go around, even if it's just rubberized like the K95 Platinum. Also included is the 2 sets of textured keycaps and a keycap puller. You get a set of WASD and QWERDF as well. The board does still come with USB pass-through on the back of the board, and the RGB-enabled media keys with the metal volume scroll wheel are back as well. The new additions basically bring the improvements that we got with the K95 Platinum over to the K70. Like 3 buttons at the top left of the board, one for changing of the 3 onboard profiles, the brightness settings, and the Windows lock or gaming mode. The underside of the board has extendable legs for more options positioning the board, and the cable routing management system from the K95 Platinum is back as well, which I really like as it lets you run something like a headset cable into a much more manageable position. I'm still personally a little bit bummed that the K70 line remains macro key free, and while I get that's what the K95 Platinum is for, as somebody who likes having some dedicated macro keys, that's pretty much going to have to be one of my only negatives here. The cable on the special edition does have that nice bright silver color and, as always, is nicely braided. Overall, the K70 Mark II is a fantastic keyboard. Personally, I wish they would have just made it all one version and included the PBT keycaps and all switch options for both the black and the white versions, as it would give everybody the option to get the exact board that they want. I don't know if the special edition is a limited run or why they made the standard not have the PBT keycaps, especially considering that they already sell caps for both colors. Even more boggling is the difference in price between the two, as it's only about $10, with the Mark II costing $169.99 and the special edition being $179.99. If you were going to buy a set of Corsair's PBT keycaps, it's going to run you about $50. So if you like linear switches, you'll definitely get a much better deal going with the special edition. If you don't, then you're basically going to have to use the ABS caps or fork over another $50 for the PBT ones. So rant aside, the K70 Mark II is a positive step for the iconic K70 series. Due to the unwavering quality Corsair has shown, I've been confidently recommending the K70 for almost 2 years now, and I can continue to say that the K70 Mark II just might be the very best gaming keyboard on the market. Well, that's it for the video, guys. Let me know in those comments down below what you think about the K70 Mark II, and also if you agree with me that they probably should have just offered a black version with the 5 switches and the PBT keycaps, and then offered the same thing with the white and silver version. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it to show your support, and if you're new here, I'd love to see you subscribe, as I've got a lot more videos like this coming for you in the near future. You can also follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with what's going on with the channel, but as always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.